Hey, everybody. Well, yep, back again. It's a shame. If you knew who you were, none of this would be necessary. But that's okay because it is what it is, and we're just going to deal with it because that's how adults that's how adults act, right? So I want to talk about the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the bad actors involved with my patent case. So, um, my petition to the DEA, I read that in a video. We just did a series on the DEA. And also, I wrote a open letter. And this went to legislators in many states. I was sending it through the website Populist Revolt, where you can just one click and get all your Democratic legislators and all your Republican legislators, for this state and that state. So a couple clicks per state and you get a bunch. So I'm sending these out, and then my email administrator shut me down. Said I can't contact my lawmakers. They shut my email down. I couldn't send or receive. I called. I explained. They said, you can't do that. I said, I cannot contact my lawmakers. They said, that's right. Ain't that something? However, a lot of these legislators know. And when you know and you don't correct, there's culpability. The list is getting long. So we're going to talk about the United States Patent and Trademark Office and Drew Hirschfield, Hirsfeld, Director, Patents, United States. And we're dealing with notice of civil rights violation, notice of maladministration, notice of misadministration, notice of fraud, notice of constitutional demand, notice of common law, notice of change in contract terms, notice of right to arbitration, notice of treason. Respondent, Drew Hirschfield. All right, so let's see. This went out in, in June 14th. All right, it went out. And obviously, I got the card back. So he received it, didn't respond. And well, I'm not going to skip this because there's people that are learning, right? Some of you people, most of you are learning. So this is notice to agent, is notice to principal, notice to principal, is notice to agent. That's important to put in your document. Notice by affidavit. And now we come into court. Comes now affiant, one of the people as seen in the Michigan Bill of Rights, Article 1, Section 2, Michigan Constitution, G. Juris in this court of record do make the following claims. With this document, I am asserting my constitutional duty to instruct you and remind you of the people's rights, your oath, your obligations, and represents my constitutional demand for fair and equal treatment. You are further noticed as follows. Excuse me. So we come into court under Article 1, Section 2. However, the first thing we cite here is Article 1, Section 1, political power. All political power is inherent in the people. Government is instituted for their equal benefit, security, and protection. Please take further notice. I'll hold the paper up just under the phone. That way it almost looks like I'm looking in the camera. Please take further notice that any denial of the protection and maintenance of the people's individual rights is maladministration, treason, and an insurrection against the people. Equal protection, discrimination. No person shall be denied the equal protections of laws, nor shall any person be denied the enjoyment of his civil or political rights, or be discriminated against in the exercise thereof because of religion, race, color, or national origin. The legislature shall implement this section by appropriate legislation. Now, I don't know what kind of reason there could be for discrimination of any kind. But when it comes to United States patent, there's heavy discrimination. So let's just say the examiner never got involved in my case in evil, nefarious, wicked ways, right? Let's just say everything was smooth right across the board with the United States Patent and Trademark Office and patent issues. Now what? Well, I want to go in business in every state. I'm going to file for a trademark. Ain't happening. Oh, no. You could get a trademark in this state, and then you got to go in that state and get a trademark. You cannot get a national trademark for cannabis. Well, Nike can get a national trademark. Coca-Cola can get a national trademark. Oh, yeah. But you come up with a cure for receding gums. You come up with a cure for tooth decay by prevention of oral plaques, removal of oral plaques. You get to be discriminated against. You get to be oppressed and suppressed. Why? Because we can't have the American people benefiting from that. No, 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 no. That's not going to make Big Pharma happy. That's not going to make the medical industry happy. That's not going to make these healthcare providers. No, I meant deniers. Healthcare deniers. It's not going to make them happy. You know what? I could give a rat's behind. Seriously. Vultures, parasites, idiots. All right, back to reading. Because we're still educating here. We're still educating this man with such a high level position in the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Assembly, consultation, instruction, petition. The people have the right peaceably to assemble, to consult for the common good, to instruct their representatives, and to petition the government for redress of grievance. So having a discovery for oral health, which is key to good overall health. Surgeon General's report from the year 2000, Surgeon General says you cannot be healthy without good oral health. So, government's doing everything it can to suppress it. National Institute of Health ignores my submission. The prosecutor says I'm not going to face any charges for the raids and all the theft that they perpetrated upon me. He lied. I got arrested. I went to jail. I went to court. In that same month, the National Institute of Health funded $1.8 billion worth of research to rejuvenate gum tissue under the false heading of revolutionizing the root canal. So, continue on here with a little bit more of this reading. United States Patent and Trademark Office Examiner Michael Miller and then I got his email address here, interfered in my prosecution of my patent application, see Exhibit 1 on page 13. Now, let's see, do we have page 13 here? Holy mackerel, look at that, page 13, right at the back. So, this is from Miller Michael, mail at United States Patent and Trademark Office.gov, Monday, September 17th, 2018 at 10:41 a.m. Sent to goodpatent@earthlink.net. Subject 15/495, 286. Doesn't even say hello. It just says, let's cancel all claims and allow. So he wants me to cancel all my claims, and he wants to allow a claim. What a guy. What a sweetheart, huh? A method for preparing a mouthwash consisting essentially of cannabis extract, consisting essentially of. What's this going to contain? Essentially of. Contacting said cannabis, which is one or more cannabis sativa or cannabis indica or cannabis ruderalis or interbred strains thereof, with human ingestible solvent consisting essentially of glycerin and hexane. Hexane is a poison. Hexane is a poison. It's approved for food grade extractions. But you don't want to drink that stuff. Now, at the time I got this, I'd just been through a lot, and then I had to explain everything to the patent attorney, and then he puts it all into biochemical patent legalese. Try and understand that when you read it. It ain't nothing like what I said to him. It is, but it isn't. So, when I read this, I just skimmed through it. I was a little shocked, and then there was also email that came with this from the patent attorney, which was, we'll read that and talk about that, and I'll explain that when we get there in just a minute. Maintaining contact between said cannabis and said human ingestible solvent system under alternating temperature conditions consisting essentially of glycerin and hexane, said alternating temperature conditions consisting essentially of a selected time X at refrigerated condition and a selected time Y at room temperature condition, said alternating temperature conditions having a range from about -20 F to about 110 F. Repeating the refrigerated condition and room temperature condition N+1 cycles where N is positive integer, and filtering cannabis said human ingestible solvent system under alternating temperature conditions consisting essentially of glycerin and hexane to produce a substantially pure liquid mouthwash composition consisting essentially of a cannabis extract. Yeah, and a poison. All right. Let's see. Oh, I guess I don't have that other page with me. Patent attorney, when he sent this over, he said that this was highly unusual and very irregular. But he didn't tell me that the examiner was being a treasonous rat. He didn't get on the phone and call Mr. Hirschfield to say, we got a problem here. You got a treasonous rat amongst your ranks. No, the attorney decides he's going to bill me for all of this. Yeah, Going to bill me for every bit of it. Not going to tell me. He's not going to tell me. No. And eventually, patent gets denied when a National Institute of Health $1.8 billion funded research study fails to rejuvenate gum tissue. All right, so back to this. Back to the testimony. According to my patent attorney, Mr. Goodloe, the United States Patent and Trademark Office examiner, Michael Miller, indicated that he had uncovered prior art to my case, and that as my claims would be moot from prior art, the United States Patent and Trademark Office examiner, Michael Miller, wanted me to drop all my claims and pursue his offer of a claim that United States Patent and Trademark Office examiner Michael Miller felt would issue. I decided to force the prosecution of the case to see what prior art he had uncovered. Phone records from the office of Mr. Goodloe indicate that examiner Michael Miller called the office of Mr. Goodloe, my patent attorney, for a discussion. However, Mr. Goodloe was not available to take the call from examiner Michael Miller. Mr. Miller was questioned on the reason for the call, and Mr. Miller refused to provide any indication of his reason for calling Mr. Goodloe. See Exhibit 1. So that's phone records that I got from the patent attorney. I believe the arguments presented by the United States Patent and Trademark Office examiners in my case have been weak, out of line, and unprofessional, wicked, and evil. All right, yeah, so back to some commentary. Yeah, the whole prosecution of this case was really something. I had to argue the most stupid, ridiculous arguments in defense of my case that any reputable examiner would have never put me through. This was just like a kangaroo court, but within the United States Patent and Trademark Office. So we go on. Furthermore, I believe a review from a qualified examiner will show that the United States Patent and Trademark Office examiners were way out of line in the arguments they presented, and that they were very costly waste of time and money, a waste of the people's money within the United States Patent and Trademark Office, a waste of my money, and unnecessary efforts and lost time. Eventually, the United States Patent and Trademark Office issued a final office response denying my claims and refusing to issue a patent. I was unwilling to accept the decision, and Mr. Goodloe filed an after final office action response with additional time and money and effort, one issue of U.S. Patent ID 10-933-1013-B1 on March 2nd, 2021, year of our Lord, for Mr. Ethan D. Dean. After issue of U.S. Patent, I won't bother reading the number all again, on March 2nd, the attacks continued, and so I started reviewing the years in detail to draft an open letter. It was when I could not find the email from Mr. Goodloe pertaining to the date of contact from the United States Patent and Trademark Office requesting that I drop all claims that I contacted Mr. Goodloe requesting information on the date of the email. By the time Mr. Goodloe responded with phone records, I had located the email, and it was not until this point in time that I realized the nefarious actions of the United States Patent and Trademark Office examiner, Michael Miller. That's M-E-L-L-E-R. I'm not saying Miller, I'm saying Mueller. All right, lost my spot here. Examiner Miller suggested a toxic poison for humans, and my private correspondence with Mr. Goodloe can verify this truth. I believe if only one thing had given positive traction in business development, I may never have discovered the wicked, evil, treasonous acts of the United States Patent and Trademark Office examiner, Michael Miller. Now, that's a fact. had anything gone right, if I had engaged in business in any way, shape, or form, on any level that would occupy my time, put money in my pocket, and give me a little bit of a life, I'd have been pursuing that. But they pushed me so far down, all I could do was just ponder and think and ponder and think and think and ponder. And then I started writing. And then, boom, the truth. The truth. Oh, and then I learned how to fight. I learned how to fight from Dave Jose and Josh Barnett. And I came out swinging, as you can see. Mr. Hirschfield is a loser, just like Gretchen Whitmer is a loser. D. Christopher Evans with the DEA is a loser. Michael Perot, Kalkaska County prosecutor, is a loser. Patrick Whiteford, Kalkaska County Sheriff, is a loser. 231-258-8686. Why not make a phone call over there? Whoever answers the phone, they would be good to advise them that they're committing treason, giving aid and comfort to the sheriff. Everybody in that department should have known I was there. Oh, I should have been big conversation. And the paperwork said not to suppress it. And I do believe it says to distribute it to everyone in the county, everyone that works for the county. Public servants, I'm back to reading. Public servants and agencies and the agencies and departments of government do not have the people's permission to operate self-serving acts that go against the people. If you believe we, the people, granted you authority or your department authority to subvert the people, I demand you show where we, the people, gave you that authority in the Constitution. Government offices are to be open, accessible, responsive, and responsible to the people. Therefore, it is my order and demand that a complete and extremely thorough United States Patent and Trademark Office internal investigation be conducted and generate a detailed report on these matters. In this report, you will detail all related email correspondence, including blind CC, both inbound and outbound, all related phone records, all related internal handwritten notes, and provide the names of every individual who touched my case. It is my wish, order, and demand that you provide me with all the facts relating to the nefarious actions against me, Mr. Ethan D. Dean, and my position, and those actions against attorney Mr. Goodloe and his position within 30 days of receipt of this notice. Failure to respond with an extensive detailed report prior to the expiration of the 30-day deadline means that you are suppressing the information and may be considered complicit in a fraud on the people. So, this is a head guy at the patent office. Maybe he didn't know. Something tells me he knew. Something tells me he got some money, or his family got some money. Somebody got some money from somebody, I would imagine. Otherwise, why would they do that? And why wouldn't Mr. Hirschfield reprimand his employees and take responsibility? Why wouldn't my patent attorney contact Mr. Hirschfield and say, hey, we got a problem here. I can't be billing my client for this. But no, the attorney wants to play. The examiner wants to play. And apparently, the head of the United States Patent and Trademark Office wants to play. Now, who are they playing with? What industry feels the need to interfere in this? Well, this would be health and wellness. Probably somebody that makes gym equipment, right? Or sportswear. Maybe somebody with vitamins. Good God, they want you sick. They want you in pain, they want you in misery, and they want you in fear. And you are. I know you are. You're afraid to send me $1 because you don't want to be associated with me. You're afraid to hit the thumbs up button because you are afraid to show support for me. Well, I'm going to tell you what. If there aren't enough brave people standing up doing the right thing, you may regret that one day. Maybe you're okay now. Wait until they come for you. This fear is a terrible thing. It has paralyzed me in my life many times. That's what fear does. Fear paralyzes people. And that's a terrible thing. When you can't apply critical thinking, when you can't develop a defense, when you can't develop an offense because you're paralyzed with fear, you're in a very compromised situation. All right, we're going to come back and do some more reading and some more commentary. This will probably take a few vids to get through. I'm going to cut it off before the storage capacity cuts me off, so it just doesn't end abruptly. And I got a lot to say, so I'll be coming back and making some more videos. Now, what are we going to do to hold these people accountable? Here in Michigan, the Kalkaska County Sheriff needs to be replaced with a sheriff that will do his duty and arrest the governor and arrest the head of the DEA and the head of the patent office and that dirty rat examiner and the Kalkaska County prosecutor and the former Kalkaska County Sheriff and one of the judges in Kalkaska County. And the undersheriff, if he hasn't arrested the sheriff or resigned. And so on down the line in the chain of command in that department. And everybody in there that keeps on going in and giving aid and comfort to that sheriff and taking home a paycheck, they're going to have to answer for this too. They got no problem putting me in prison. They got no problem stealing from me unlawfully. I got a big problem with that, and I got a big problem with them doing that to you. So, I'm going to sign off now. I love y'all. Praise God. Fear God, don't fear man. Fear God. That'll give you the courage to deal with the man. Next time.